lights on, knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them terrorists coming invasion since the creation. War, mind, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time begin. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to the streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? T.K. Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa. Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
Of course, them. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Yo,
yeah.
yo.
What's goody? What's goody? There go the applause.
Yeah.
Yo. Hey. Shalom, shalom, family. Most High in Christ bless. Welcome back to the Nehemiah Squad. All right. Hope y'all had a good weekend, good Sabbath, all that. We're going to reintroduce ourselves. I am Captain Zakai.
Hey, it's Officer Shem.
All right, those mics are low. Somebody turned the mics up. They got to introduce themselves again.
I'm Officer Shem.
Oh, there you go.
Officer Judah.
Oh, yeah. Now it sound like y'all here. You know what I mean? So
They had it right the first time. I don't know what happened.
It bugged out. Hey, so listen, y'all. Throw up that thumbnail. All right. So today's show is Trump building a nuclear empire on the moon. All right. Is Trump building a nuclear empire on the moon? So tonight, we're not going to have a guest tonight because we're going to go over all of this. And then in a couple of weeks, we have a NASA rocket engineer that's actually going to be on the show. Hey, bring up that thumbnail so the people can see who coming on in a couple of weeks. So this is going to be like the pre-show, and then we're going to have the show where the stuff we going over today, we're going to bring up to the scientist when she gets here. Hey, there you go. All right. So that's going to be September the 15th. I think that's the date. It should be like a Monday the 15th. Her name is Tierra Gwen Fletcher. All right. She's a NASA aerospace engineer. All right. And it's going to be crazy. Y'all want to be here. All right. Y'all want to be here. We got NASA. NASA's going to be here. All right, y'all. She ain't used to work for them. She works for them. Right, so she's gonna be on the show in a couple of weeks. So we're gonna go over some stuff, talking about the program that Trump and the United States and a couple other countries, Russia and China, is trying to get involved in. And we're gonna get deep. We're gonna have some fun tonight. And then when she comes on, she's gonna discuss what she's doing and a little program that she's working on. And then we're gonna ask her some of these questions that we got coming up tonight. So it's gonna be real fun. All right. So hit video number 1.
Real plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon.
Hey, bring it
as
back.
It seeks to get ahead of China and Russia.
Turn it up a little bit too.
Yeah, turn that up.
The US has unveiled plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon as it seeks to get ahead of China and Russia in the new age space race. The aim is to mark American territory on the lunar surface by creating a power hub that would supply energy for future missions. NASA Chief Sean Duffy is set to announce plans to build a nuclear reactor by 2030. It comes just weeks after Russia inked a deal with China to build a nuclear power station on the moon.
All right, hit pause. So Russia and China inked a deal, right, to go build the nuclear power plants on the moon. Why? So they could be on the moon, have power to stay up there and live, and also to jump off from there and try to go to Mars or wherever else they're trying to do, right? So once the United States got wind of that, they said, okay, we got to go up there. And notice they both got the same year. By 2030, they trying to make all this happen. I don't know why they choosing that particular year. There's got to be something to it, something that we just not knowing, but that's what they choosing. So go ahead, hit play.
The shared lunar space base. A directive from NASA says that an American nuclear reactor on the moon will establish US keep-out zones on the lunar surface.
All right, stop. It said that once they put these nuclear power plants on the moon, it's going to have a keep-out zone. And what they mean by that is they're going to be able to, once they put their nuclear power plant there, they're going to be able to say, you can't come within 5 miles of here, right? So effectively what that would mean was that they own that 5 miles of land. Yeah. I'm just saying 5. It don't have to be that. I'm just saying whatever. That's what the keep out zone is. So their zone is their zone. So what does that mean? When Russia and China go there, they're going to do the same thing. So they all battling to get up there and set up shop and hold the whole place down. So they could do what? Own something. You know how it go. Hit play, y'all.
To further stop rivals like Moscow and Beijing from effectively colonizing the moon. The reactor is expected to generate light and power during the lunar nights when solar panels are ineffective because there is no sunshine on the surface. And it could also help light up the permanently shadowed parts of the moon to make further space explorations. Inside a nuclear reactor, atoms of certain elements like uranium-235 are split when struck by neutrons. This splitting releases energy in form of heat and additional neutrons. The released neutrons can then strike again other atoms, continuing the chain reaction. Mr. Duffy has now directed NASA to seek industry proposals for a minimum 100 kilowatt reactor to launch by 2030.
Right. So that's what's going on, y'all. This is kicking off, right? So this is the new quote unquote space race, the same way they had it back in the 50s and 60s, right? And then they finally got to the moon in the later 60s, right? But they been launching stuff, been in the space for a very long time, right? And we're going to talk about it a little more, but just going to go to video number 2, y'all. Bring up video number 2. We're going to start at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's 2 minutes and 50 seconds. All right, video number 2. All right, the race into space. Once again, the United States is always at it. Come on, y'all. Go ahead.
And it's also make sure that we have the GPS technology so our men and
Hey, bring it back a little bit. Bring it back to like 2 minutes and 40 seconds and turn that volume up. Got to make sure everybody hears this.
Humanity project. This is national security. It is absolutely essential that we control the heavens above because it is the ultimate.
Whoa.
The heavens.
Talk to me,
Yes,
officer.
sir.
You heard that foolishness?
Yeah, that's Bible right there.
Right.
You think that's space? That's the heavens. They know it as that, and the Bible call it as that.
Yeah,
that's right.
Read it, man.
That's right.
Let's
and
go to it.
That man said we need to control the heavens, right? All right, go ahead, play, and we're going to get to it.
Playground, and it's also make sure that we have the GPS technology so our men and women in uniform know exactly where the enemy is and where they put the persons of law in place. And so with this reality, he does win the space race because the Chinese are catching up fast. Fortunately, we have made a huge investment in the big, beautiful bill, an additional $10 billion.
All right, hey, y'all, remember when we did the show, The Big Beautiful Bill, last month or whenever we did that? And there was we were mainly going into about the SNAP program and all the things that affect our people here in the terrestrial world, right? In on Earth. But remember, there was a part in there about NASA, and we left it alone. We said, all right, we ain't gonna get into that. But within the Big Beautiful Bill, there was some billions of dollars set aside and allotted for this right here. But it didn't say that because I read through it, it didn't say exactly this, but they said $10 billion+ going to NASA, and now you know what it's going to be used for. All right, go ahead, hit play.
for NASA, but we want to make sure we control the heavens, because when you control the heavens, you have that.
Controlling the heaven. He's still talking about controlling heaven. All right, we're going to get to that in a second. Go ahead.
Ground, you make sure their troops are in place. And the Chinese, as you know, steal technology left and right. Can you imagine if they got a foothold on the moon? That's why it's so important that Secretary Duffy, who's leading NASA at this point, of course, Brian Babin, our chairman here in the House Science Committee, is leading this charge to make sure we beat the communists again and make sure that we win this space race for national security. I'm so glad you're focusing on an issue that's vitally important to our national survival.
Well, it really is part of the national defense infrastructure. And I wonder your thoughts on the satellites in space. Do you think that they are in jeopardy from adversaries?
Yes, they are. They have devices already tested by the Chinese and the Russians that can knock down satellites. You knock down satellites, you go back to World War II technology. And that's
hit pause. First of all, they know they're not worried about the Chinese knocking down nobody's satellites.
Nah.
That ain't got nothing to do with what y'all talking about. Now they talking about, are we worried about our satellites in jeopardy? It's nothing in jeopardy. Ain't nothing in jeopardy. The only thing in jeopardy was Alex Trebek. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
ain't nothing in jeopardy, bro.
There's only one thing knocking down them satellites, and it ain't Chinese.
Right.
It's gonna be a big black man coming out the sky. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They using all the right words. If you're not in the Bible, you don't know. This sound like some some far-fetched fiction, but we've been reading the Bible for quite some time.
Right.
And everything they saying, I can go to a scripture and read it.
But this is the beautiful thing. This is why the Lord said, watch and pray.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
why. That's why we got to pay attention. Y'all brothers and sisters out there, I know watching the news is kind of boring, right? It's kind of boring. And with so much YouTube going on, you just get caught up in all these different things you into. So you don't really pay attention to the news.
Entertainment, Cat.
Right. Everybody want to be entertained.
Yep.
Right. So you got to be able to look at the news and even this, a little bit of this is entertainment.
Right.
Right now, what he's saying is pure comedy. Right, because that ain't really what it's all about.
Right.
His first part, what he said, that was part about national security and war and all that, because that's really what it's all about. But war against who, though?
Exactly.
That's the key. Right? They try to pretend that they worried about each other. They not worried about each other. They worried about the Lord.
Yeah, because if they gonna fight a war, they're gonna do it right here on this surface,
Exactly.
right here.
Right.
But it's something out there they worried about.
Right. Talking about, oh yeah, we want to fight Russia on the moon. You're not going to fight Russia on the moon. Stop it. Hit play.
To our advantage. The Chinese are doing all types of nefarious things in space, including colliding different things in space, potential use of new technologies. It's unacceptable, and it's why the president is so pro-space. You remember, he talked about this in his inaugural address, and he also created the Space Force. He is fully committed to make sure we defeat the communists once again, control space in a dominant way.
And, of course, we spoke with General Whiting, the chairman of the U.S. Space Force, in this program. He is an essential part of the enemy above. So I hope our viewers will join us. Let me switch gears.
Yo, you can drop that.
Above. Yeah.
Y'all can drop that. Go ahead.
They don't understand what the hell's going on, man.
Yeah.
They know what they talk about. Just y'all don't know a damn thing.
Exactly.
The enemy above is talking about the Messiah, man.
Yeah.
You better get y'all heads in the game.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, listen, we're going to bring out all those beautiful scriptures in a few minutes. You know what I mean? But we want to go through these little videos and show y'all what is being planned, what's actually going on. When y'all going to work and when y'all thinking about, basic things, these people got a whole plan. And this plan been in effect for a very long time. So look, they trying to colonize the moon, which they've been trying to do for a long time, right? And now they want to use that as a jump off point to get to other planets. And by other planets, it's only Mars, because they can't be on no other planet. There's no other planet that they think can happen. So they got to be able to terraform the moon, right? Meaning that they got to have sources of oxygen and things that they could create little, shelter or whatever. And that will be the jump-off point of what they got to do on Mars, because you have to have something on Mars to live in with a suit and all that. They ain't going to get there, y'all. For all of y'all that love space travel and all of that, and it's intriguing, right? It is intriguing. It's fun to watch it when you're looking through carnal eyes, but they're not going to get there.
Right.
The Lord is not going to allow it. We're going to get into all of it, all right? Hey, put up video number 3, y'all. A little bit more in that keep out zone. All right, because that's important. They're trying to do what? They said colonize the moon. They're trying to do what? Create different areas, right? But the whole point is getting to the moon and actually doing all of this. Hey, y'all, don't go nowhere. I'm telling y'all about to hear some things you probably never heard before. Stick around. Stick around. All right? Oh, she looking crazy right now on the pause.
A new space race seems to be heating up.
Turn that up,
the U.S.
y'all.
and China not just competing for influence here on Earth, but now for dominance far beyond it. NASA's interim chief Sean Duffy is fast-tracking a nuclear reactor to power a future base on the moon, while Beijing is racing to put its own astronauts on the lunar surface before the end of the decade. Duffy says the reactor project is critical to stay ahead of China, which just tested a new lunar lander and rocket system of their own. Experts warning that Beijing could beat the U.S. back to the moon, a symbolic and strategic shift that could reshape global power. News Nation's Mills Hayes joins us now with what this interstellar competition means for the future of space and national security. Mills.
Natasha, both the U.S. and China are looking to establish a long-term presence on the moon. It has ice, which can help astronauts breathe and would provide an opportunity for them to refuel for deeper space exploration like Mars.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong, speaking those iconic words in 1969. Just 3 years later, NASA's Apollo lunar missions would come to an end. No human has walked the moon's surface in over 5 decades.
There was a time where people would say that if you control the sea, you control the world. I think in the future, he who controls space controls the world.
Wow.
Acting NASA
right?
administrator.
No. That's cool. That's cool. Y'all can drop that, right? He who controls space controls the world.
Wow.
Right? So now they're getting bolder and bolder and bolder. Now this is not nothing new, y'all. All right? Y'all know there's plenty of satellites in outer space. It's a lot going on up there. Y'all should know that. They got what you call it? Where they stay at?
Space stations.
Space stations.
Yep.
Right? They got all that going on. But it's the moon. Now, the question I want to ask y'all is, United States went to the moon in 1969 and then again in 72, right? Why are they racing anybody to get to the moon? Right. They had already been there. Nobody else been there. So what is this race about? Why they just don't go back? Why hasn't nobody been back there all this time?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? These are things we're going to talk about, but we're going to take a look at the crew that they're getting ready to send up there, because a lot of y'all don't know they actually have a ship, a crew, and everything ready to go. They were supposed to already lift off in April. They got postponed. They were supposed to lift off in September. It got postponed. Now they're going again into 2026. So we're going to show it. Bring up number 4. Matter of fact, you know what? Skip number 4. Bring up number 5. That's a little bit better. This way you can see what's going on. Bring up number 5.
Next mission to the moon.
Can you believe it?
And we're just about 8 months away from the next mission to the moon.
Can you believe it? The Artemis 2 crew, who you see right here, will blast off next April to orbit the moon and get America one step closer to putting feet back on the surface. West 2 Space Coast reporter Megan Moriarty is live at KSC this afternoon. Megan, you got the chance to speak with this crew today ahead of the historic mission.
And today was the first time that crew got to go inside the Orion capsule that will take them around the moon next April. A really big deal. But the future of Artemis, that is still up in the air. So we asked today about astronaut safety as nearly 4,000 NASA employees are set to exit.
And you really get to know this vehicle, and you really get to love these people. So,
ahead of several tests at Kennedy Space Center, the Artemis 2 astronauts are filled with excitement, passion, and hope.
We really think that Artemis is the right program at the right time to get a sustained human presence on around the moon and off to Mars, and we believe in it.
The 4 astronauts will make history as the first crewed mission around the moon in more than 50 years. While the official target date is April 2026, the crew hinted that it could launch sooner.
Obviously, April is the official date. We are always, as a team, looking for opportunities to launch sooner, and some of those opportunities are as early as February.
After months of funding uncertainty, the White House proposed ending the program after Artemis 3 and cutting NASA's budget by 24%.
All right, hold on. Now, I find that strange, right? They said they were about to cut the funding, but yet the big beautiful bill got them like $10 billion. How are you in a space race, right? Supposedly to get to the moon, and it is no money. How's that even possible? Like they got to really earn money. Oh, NASA, you haven't been producing lately. We don't have the money for you. Bro, they print money. They make it happen. Right. Now, all of a sudden, there's some issue with getting to the moon, right? We're going to get into all of it, y'all. We're going to get into all of it. I'm speaking like that for a reason because we're about to get into it. We're about to get into it. Hit play.
Push back securing funding for Artemis 4 and 5. I asked about the future as budget cuts loom. How do we ensure or get political leaders and lawmakers to care and continue funding NASA?
The mission management team and our team leadership, they are intact, they are sound.
And so we are clear-eyed on making Artemis 2 a success. And that's the best way to get them to care, to invest. It also is the best way to ensure that there may be something beyond Artemis 3.
2 waves of employees have accepted a deferred resignation offer. The first group, about 870 employees, and the second group, about 3,000 employees.
Hit pause. So you mean to tell me that NASA's laying people off? How you doing space travel, and this is a race to the moon, and people are getting what? Let go. Look how many people getting let go. That's close to 4,000 people.
Almost 4,000.
So how the hell are they going to ensure the safety of these guys, man? You can't make it up. There's something weird. It's always, United States always got some weird business going on. Right. Always something weird. Go ahead, hit play.
Employees. NASA says there are 14,000 remaining civilian employees. In a statement from NASA's news chief, she says safety remains a top priority for our agency as we balance the need to become a more streamlined and more efficient organization and work to ensure we remain fully capable of pursuing a golden era of exploration and innovation, including to the moon and Mars.
All right. Get that out of there, y'all. Right? So the whole thing is always about the moon. It's been about the moon since the beginning, right? Since the beginning, right? So now, go to, bring up number 8. All right, we're going to read something, y'all. Bring up number 8. Now, it was a class that was done some years back now. It was Deacon Athon. Shout out to Deke. I can't remember the name of his class, but a lot of y'all who did see that class, he was doing a class on the chariots, right? And then Deacon Isaac came, he did a class. His was called The Chariots of Black or something like that. Something along them lines. Y'all can find it, right? Within those 2 classes, I can't remember which one, there was this document that we're about to pull up now, right? I just want to get it, and I want to go to page 4 of this document because there's something important in there that we need to look at. Now, this document was written back in 1947, right? But look at the verbiage and everything was going on. You think we're dealing with right now, right? Hey, y'all got that? All right, you got to blow that up.
Yeah, I remember this.
Lovely. Come on, y'all, do that zoom. All right, and get to page 4. Make sure this man can see. I don't think they know what 4 means. Yo, why we gotta go through this, man? Bring up page 4. That's page 4? Hey, y'all gotta zoom in, bro. We can't see nothing. I mean, people at home can't see nothing. Oh, God. Come on. Oh, this is crazy, bro.
The classes test 1 2 1 2.
Got to do what?
1 2. The class is called IFOs, not UFOs. God's chariots are black.
Okay, that was Deacon Isaac's class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Read that, say that again.
It's called IFOs, not UFOs. God's chariots are black.
Right. So that's a classic right there, y'all. That class is a classic, and the one with Deacon Athon is a classic, right? And I want to say it was one of those classes, but this document was in there. And we're going to jump to page 4, but there's a lot more. We're going to get to it later on in the show. But page 4 has something on it that I need for you to see, right? Because remember, when matter of fact, now that we here, right? Go to Obadiah, right? You know what I want out of Obadiah, right? Yes, sir. Let's go there real quick while they figure out what the heck to do, right?
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
Right.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I've made thee small among the heathen.
I've made thee small among the heathen. Go ahead.
Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Right, right. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Right, those a caveman. Right, dwelling in the caves, the Caucasus Mountains. Right, go ahead.
Whose habitation is high.
Right.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right, who shall bring me down to the ground? This is what the guy was saying in the earlier thing, right? We need to control the heavens.
Right.
We need to control the heavens. Go ahead, read verse 4.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, right? Because when they got to the moon, they said what? The eagle has landed, right? They literally said that. That's programmed into their whole. The Lord got to give us those signs,
right?
Right? Like Scripture said, the Lord got to give us the signs so for us to know who's who. That man said the eagle has landed. That's why it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Go ahead.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
They setting their nest amongst the stars, right? So their nest is what? All of the space stations, all the satellites, right? They're going to the moon. They want to put in nuclear power plants and stations and all of that, right? That's setting their nest amongst the stars. That's what the Lord is talking about. Go ahead.
Thence will I bring thee down.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Right? Now I'm going to come get you. As soon as you reach to that level, because remember, y'all, when they were trying to build the Tower of Babel, what happened? They tried to reach those heavens, and the Lord said, no, I got to scatter you. Now, this is the same type of situation, but this time the Lord going to do way more than scatter. He going to batter.
Scatter, batter.
Scattering and battering. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 5.
You got that? All right, come on. We're going to read this thing right now. Watch this, y'all.
All right. This is is there a name to the article, Cap?
Huh?
Is there a name to the article?
Hold on. It's just a
okay, I got it.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
All right, go ahead, read that.
Relationships with inhabitants of celestial bodies.
Right. And look what it says. Draft June 1947, right? Top secret. Right? Now scroll down to page 4.
All right. It says Seam would be this one. Submit in agreement providing for the peaceful absorption of celestial race.
Right. Now let me just give y'all a background on this, right? Because we start in the middle, right? So they're talking about if an alien race was to come down and be on Earth, what kind of laws and stuff would be set up, right? And then they said that if this race was stronger than the human race, that they would probably want to colonize. But depending on what type of colonization, then they're going to go have conversations and try to do X, Y, and Z. That's kind of where we at right now, right? Go ahead.
In such a manner that our culture would remain intact with guarantees that their presence not be revealed.
Right. So now they're saying that they would want them to be here, but be here quietly. Right? they don't want nobody to know that they're here. Right? Go ahead. Why? Because then what we just read in Obadiah, they won't be able to be the leader. See, Esau wants to be the leader. Even if something so-called this race that's stronger than them, they want them to come down and be quiet. I know you can beat us, but you just be quiet in the corner while we be the leaders. Go ahead, read.
Actually, we do not believe it necessary to go that far. It would merely be a matter of internationalizing celestial peoples and operating an international treaty.
Creating
an international treaty instrument preventing exploitation of all nations belonging to the United Nations.
Right. So they want to be able to create a treaty with this alien race to not treat Esau badly. That's what it's saying. Because Esau know what he's going to do. He's going to treat everyone badly. He's going to destroy everybody and enslave them and everything. So they want this treaty to not exploit all nations. When they say all nations, they talking about themselves. right?
Hey, and just in that, right? What we just read in Obadiah, the pride of their heart has deceived them.
Right.
That's that right there. How
Yeah.
you think you gonna try to
Exactly.
negotiate with something that's stronger than you?
Exactly.
And have the upper hand.
Yeah, you the lamb talking to the wolf. Talk about, now listen here, buddy. Your teeth are sharp, but my wool is soft. Like, that don't work. That don't work. Bad. He said bad. That's stupid. Go ahead, read.
Occupation by states here on earth, which has lest all
Go ahead.
lest all interest for international law.
Go ahead.
Since there were no more res nullius territories.
Stop. There's no more res nullius territories, right? What that means, and we'll bring up the meanings a little later. Matter of fact, we probably should bring it up now. Hey, brothers, y'all see the definition for res nullius? It should be right there, like right underneath this article. All right? We're going to bring this article back, but I just want y'all to bring up the two meanings, res nullius and res, I think there's another one, res cumulus, res communis.
Both of them are right there.
Right.
All right.
Bring that up real quick. No, I want you to read that just yet.
Okay.
I want to get the meanings of these words so the people know exactly, when we read it, they're going to know exactly what we're talking about. Brothers, y'all got that? Oh my God, you'll never find. Yo, we gotta do an entertainment break every time they gotta bring something up.
Bruh.
Lord have mercy. All right, there you go.
Okay. Res nullius is a Latin term meaning thing of no one, referring to property that is unowned or abandoned.
Right. So res nullius, right, means a thing of no one, mostly referring to property that is unowned or abandoned. That's what they would do. They would come to the Americas. They looked at the Native Americans and said, hey, this land is res nullius. There's no deed, so that means it belongs to us. We're going to take it. That's what they did in the Caribbean, right? That's what they did in South America. That's what they did all over the world. Res nullius, meaning the land doesn't belong to anybody because there's no deed. That's what it means. Because if somebody's there, that means that's theirs, right? But they say there's no deed, so that means it doesn't belong to anybody, right? So just remember that. Res nullius. Go to the next one. Not that. The next meaning, res communis.
Y'all should have had that up already, bro.
I already told y'all to bring up both of them.
Y'all got to behave yourselves.
All right, here we go.
The term res communis is a Latin expression meaning common things. It refers to areas of territory or resources that are not subject to legal title by any state, such as airspace. Go ahead. And water rights.
Water rights. I like that. Go ahead.
Which are considered common to all and cannot be owned.
Now, that's weird because right now there's something called air rights, and you can buy air rights and all that, right? But they're saying for airspace and water rights, no one can own it. It cannot be owned, right? Go ahead.
This concept has its roots in Roman law.
In Roman law, of course, because that's where America gets they whole get down from. Go ahead.
And is relevant in both international law and common law context.
In international law. Remember what we just read. Now go back to the document. Go back to that document. Oh man, we gotta be able to move quicker than this, man. We gotta get some other computers or something back there. For real. All right, there you go. Now, let's read from occupation by states. Start up there again.
Occupation by states here on earth, which has res nullius territories.
Right, meaning what? That the territories, right, are not owned by anyone. Remember that. Res nullius, that means those territories are not owned by anyone. Go ahead.
Is beginning to regain all its importance in cosmic international law.
Cosmic international law, which does not exist, right? But that's what even when we read about the res communis, it talked about international law, right? So they're trying to institute that into so-called outer space and all that. You're going to see. Read on.
Occupation consists in the appropriation by a state or of res nullius.
Go ahead.
Until the last century, occupation was the normal means of acquiring sovereignty over territories.
What they mean by that? They mean by imperialism. Going in, taking over. So that's why I said occupation.
Yeah.
They would go in, take over, and occupy those people's land.
Yeah.
Right?
Those are some nice words, Cap.
Thank you. Oh, man. That's what I'm saying. Those
occupy.
Are some... Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, all that's code word for killing everything moving. and the excuse is, well, they didn't have a deed.
Right.
They didn't have a deed, so we had the right to rape, rob, murder, and burn everything.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the... They say, well, this is not your land because you don't have a deed. You got to, man, we wasn't dealing with deeds. We was like, what's that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We thought you, oh, okay, we'll be back to shake hands with you. And it's like, hey, yo, they ain't got a deed, so let's do what we got to do.
Exactly.
And they go kill everybody.
Exactly. And those,
Pride
like you
of
said,
thy
those
heart
are
have deceived thee.
Right. And they have what? They're using nice words, right?
Yeah.
That's what the scripture say in Psalms, right? Their words are smoother than
butter.
There
That's
you
them.
go.
There
You
they
know what I mean?
go.
Smoother than oil. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When explorations made possible the discovery of new regions, either uninhabited or in elementary state of civilization.
Right, in an elementary state of civilization, meaning we don't give a damn what you're doing.
Right.
They call it elementary state of civilization, but the people that they go to take over is more advanced than them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right? When they came into the Americas, right, and knocked off Gad had everything set up. Right? They had what do you call it? Reservoir systems, sewage, homes, all of that. Right? Now, pay attention, y'all. We just giving y'all an understanding as we read so you can be clear about what we're about to read right here. Right? Go ahead.
The imperialist expansion of the states came to an end with the end of regions capable of being occupied, which have now been drained from the earth and exist only in interplanetary space.
Right. So they saying that, right? Yo, this is crazy, y'all. What they saying is that all of the land is now owned by somebody.
Yeah.
Right? It's all owned. So there can't be any of that except for the stuff in outer space. Hey,
they want more.
They
got the world on lock.
Exactly.
Now let's occupy the
now
space.
we going for it. Now we want what belongs to the Lord. We exalt ourselves above the star. This is what we reading. Go ahead, read.
Where the celestial states present new problems. Res nullius is something that belongs to nobody, such as the moon.
Whoa. We can't run past that. Res nullius is something that belongs to nobody, such as the moon. Listen, y'all, this was 1947. This is 20 years before the moon landing.
Yep.
Right? So that means they was already cooking. They was already cooking to get to the moon. So they already setting up the verbiage. So by the time the so-called international law and all that come into effect, it's like, but look, it doesn't belong to anybody, so we just gonna go up there, right? Not only that, remember, y'all, after World War II, they was taking all the German scientists and bringing them over and having them working on stuff, right? So they couldn't really claim 100%, oh, it's just us, because now they got to let everybody else get a piece because they need everybody to be in this. Why? Because they know they're not going against each other for this. This is to go against the Lord. And you're going to see. Go ahead, read.
In international law, a celestial body is not subject to the sovereignty of any state is considered res nullius.
Go ahead.
If it could be established that a celestial body within our solar system, such as our moon, was or is occupied by another celestial race.
Why they said that? Why did they say that the moon was possibly inhabited by another race? Why they say that? We're going to get there, y'all. Read.
There could be no claim of res nullius by any state on Earth.
Y'all heard that? That if there is beings on the earth, on the moon already, that the United States would not be able to say that this is ours. It cannot be res nullius because there's nothing there, because basically it's deeded already, right? Read on.
If that state should decide in the future to send explorers to lay claim to it, it would exist as res communis.
Oh, it would exist as res communis, meaning we can all go there and have this land in common. Why they want to say that now? Because they probably know something's out there.
Yeah.
They need all hands on deck to be able to overtake whatever's out there.
Yeah.
Read.
That all celestial states have the same rights over it.
So now the United States is now giving rights to everybody on planet Earth to have rights over the land on the moon. Does that sound like something Esau would do? I'm just asking. Go back to Obadiah. Go to Obadiah and read verse 5.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on. Because we know something's wrong. We know something wrong with that statement. Read verse 5.
Obadiah, verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off?
Go ahead.
Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
It said, wouldn't they have stolen till they had enough? Because a thief will come, take some things, and be like, all right, man, this is good. I'm out of here. I can't carry no more. Right? Read on.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Go ahead.
How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Meaning that Esau takes everything.
Yeah.
Yep. He steals everything and don't leave nothing for anybody else. So once you hear him start saying things like, hey, world, let's just have the moon in common with each other, you know he's up to something.
Yeah, that's the smooth word.
Yeah.
That's right before he give you the dagger in the back. You think he's going to do that to the so-called aliens.
Right.
He's going to try to go show your deed to the angels of God.
Right.
That's not happening.
No, it's not happening.
And what's funny about Obadiah verse 5, we read in verse 4, it immediately was talking about them setting up their nests among the stars.
Oh, man.
And then we read in the document that they done conquered everything on the floor.
Right.
So now it's saying if thieves would have, they would leave something.
Exactly.
But Esau's mind is saying we can't think like him. He wanted all.
Yep.
Yeah.
He want everything.
He wanted
the hell
all.
is this?
You see the example that he used, the grapes.
Right.
He gonna take the grapes, the vine,
the seed,
the root, the soil. He want everything. He made
every
the grape.
thing. Yep.
This man is greedy. Greedy
man
dog.
is terrible. Go ahead. Read on, y'all.
Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy.
No, I'm sorry. Not that. I'm talking about, go back to the document, brothers. Go ahead.
Okay. And now to the final question of whether the presence of celestial astral planes in our atmosphere is a direct result of our testing at atomic weapons.
Okay, here we go. Watch this, y'all. And now to the final question of whether the presence of celestial astral planes in our atmosphere is a direct result of our testing atomic weapons, right? So at this time in the 40s, they were already testing atomic weapons that then turned into nuclear weapons, right? Go ahead.
The presence of unidentified spacecraft flying in our atmosphere.
You see this? Now they're saying that the presence of unidentified spacecraft flying in our atmosphere. That's why up above when it said, if there is somebody on the moon, then it's communists. Because they seen something, y'all.
Yeah.
They already seen something out there. That's why they're now coming back with, oh, and the final question of whether we see, no, they seen them. And what? Because these the chariots, that we know it to be the chariots, they saying these flying objects are coming around when they're testing atomic weapons. Read on.
And possibly maintaining orbits about our planet.
Right. So they always around the planet. They know this for a fact. Read on.
Is now, however, accepted by our military.
Right. It's accepted by our military. They know, hey, them chariots is real.
Yeah.
Right? This is the 40s, y'all. All right? Go ahead. Keep reading.
On every question of whether the United States will continue testing of fission bombs and develop fusion devices.
Right. Fusion devices, the hydrogen bomb. They put it in parentheses. Go ahead.
Hydrogen bombs, or reach an agreement to disarm and the exclusion of weapons that are too destructive.
Stop. The reason they saying that now is because they started testing the weapons. the chariots started coming around. So now they're saying, hey, maybe we need to disarm. Because ever since we started doing that, we start seeing the chariots come around. Right? Go ahead.
With the exception of chemical warfare, on which by some miracle we cannot explain, an agreement has been reached. The lamentations of philosophers, the efforts of politicians, and the conferences of diplomats have been doomed to failure and have accomplished nothing.
Go ahead.
The use of the atomic bomb combined with the space vehicles poses a threat on a on a scale which makes it absolutely necessary to come to an agreement in this area.
Right. So now they're talking about the weapons on the ships, right? So they want to create ships. That's what they're talking about, right? Ships with the atomic bomb on it, right? Because that's what you got now. You got ships. You got planes with the nuclear weapons on them. You have submarines with nuclear weapons on them. But they're worried still because they're like, damn, if we do that, we still got to deal with these chariots because they start coming around when this stuff is on. We're going to keep reading, y'all. Just hang tight. Y'all want to watch the rest of this show? I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. Go ahead.
With the appearance of unidentified space vehicles,
wow,
opinions are sharply divided as to their origin.
Right. Opinions are divided as to their origin. Go ahead.
Over the skies of Europe and the United States has sustained an inner radical fear and anxiety about security that is driving the great powers to make an effort to find a solution to the threat.
Y'all see that? So in 1947, they already said we have to find a solution for the threat.
Oh, wow.
Right? They know it's a threat, and it's coming from out there. See, family, they knew who it was.
Yeah.
Right? But they have to write it in a way that whoever might see this might not know who it is. Right? But the point is, they said they seen it over the United States and Europe. Why? Because they were the two with the weapons. They were with the weapons. Right? Go ahead.
Military strategists foresee the use of spacecraft with nuclear warheads.
Right. So hold on for a second. Let's go back to where it said about finding a solution for the threat. That's why you got Space Force.
Yeah.
That's why you have all of that.
Yep.
See, we don't roll like Esau. See, Esau plans out 100 years in the future.
Yeah.
He don't care if he's not there when it happens, but his kids have to find out. They have to be there when it happens, right? Hey, real quick, get Isaiah 14 and 21 real quick, right? This is why the Lord said this. Nobody's going to get away. Listen, that's how come when we bring up stuff and we're in the streets and we're teaching about Deuteronomy 28, the Israelites or went into slavery and all that. And then people say, oh, well, these white people, they had nothing to do with slavery that happened back then. They have nothing to do with it. Oh, they have nothing to do with it? So these wild plans that they wrote out in the 40s and probably earlier is being carried out now. You think that this man who's carrying it out don't have nothing to do with this man that created it?
Right.
You have to be retarded. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21.
Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Right. The Lord said prepare slaughter for his children because he carried out the same thing that his father said to do. That's what it means. Read.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
Right, for the iniquity of their fathers, knowing that was my chariots out there and they're trying to set themselves up to fight me.
Right.
Come on.
That's
Go ahead.
right.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land,
Right.
nor fill the face of the world with cities.
That's right. They not getting up there. That's why the Lord said in my house is many mansions. You're not going to go up in outer space and start creating your whole little white world. It's not going to work.
Right.
It ain't going to work.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Go back to that document.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
All right. Go ahead. Finish that up.
Military strategists foresee the use of spacecraft with nuclear warheads as the ultimate weapon of war. Even the deployment of artificial satellites for intelligence gathering.
Yo, this is 1947, y'all. There was no satellites in outer space at this time.
Right. Ooh.
They already knew. They said, look what they're putting together. See, y'all thinking that, and listen, we've been talking about this for a long time. We always talk about it. The Most High had all his technology since ancient, right? Call him the Ancient of Days.
Yeah.
And all his ships and everything was already created back then. So don't think that this is so outlandish. You got to understand that Satan is dealing with these people. That's how come they got that way back in the 40s. Y'all thinking like, oh, there was no internet back then. How did they create? Listen, stop being stupid.
Right.
And we're going to bring all that out. Right? Go ahead, read.
Even the deployment of artificial satellites for intelligence gathering and target selection is not far off.
Damn.
The military importance.
I'm sorry, bro. Remember what we saw in that video before? He said, no, we have to go up there and make sure our satellites are in place so our armies can have the GPS set up on the enemy. Remember all that?
Right.
That's what it's saying right here. 1947. We in 2025. Read.
The military importance of space vehicles, satellites, as well as rockets is indisputable since they project war from the horizontal plane to the vertical plane. In its fullest sense, attack no longer comes from an exclusive direction.
Right. The attack will no longer come from an exclusive direction, meaning, oh, they're coming from here. It's coming from there. Read.
Nor from a determined country, but from the sky.
Right.
With the practical impossibility of determining who the aggressor is.
Right.
How to intercept the attack or how to effect immediate reprisals. These problems are compounded further by identification. How does the air defense radar operator identify, or more precisely, classify his target?
Right. He said, how does he even classify his target? Because it's going to be something that you've never seen before.
Right.
Right? Go ahead, read on. Go ahead, bro.
Is it okay?
At present.
At present, we can breathe a little easier knowing that slow-moving bombers are the mods of delivery of atomic bombs that can be detected by long-range early warning radar.
Right. So he's saying at this present moment, we know that those bombers that got the atomic bombs on them, we can see those clearly with the radar. They're slow-moving. They're not that quick. Right? Go ahead.
But what do we do in, let's say, 10 years from now, when artificial satellites and missiles find their place in space?
Right. So 10 years from then was 1957. They said they're going to have satellites out there, missiles flying from the sky and all that. They've been planned it.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
We must consider the potential threat that unidentified spacecraft pose. One must consider the fact that misidentification of these spacecraft for intercontinental missile in a re-entry phase of flight could lead to accidental nuclear war with horrible consequences.
You see the term nuclear is being used there, right? I believe at this time there was not even a nuclear weapon available. But they said nuclear right there, right? And they said that, I like this part right here, when we say I like, one must consider the fact that misidentification of these spacecraft for an intercontinental missile, meaning what? That's those ICBMs. That was already in works.
Right.
Letting you know that the ship, the spacecraft, is as fast as the missile. That's crazy, right? In re-entry phase of flight can lead to an accidental nuclear war, meaning the missile going to go out and come back in, right? If it misses, right? Go ahead.
Lastly, we should consider the possibility that our atmospheric tests of late could have influenced the arrival of celestial sovereignty.
Scrutiny.
They could have been curious or even alarmed by such activity. And rightly so, for the Russians would make every effort to observe and record such tests.
Go ahead.
In conclusion, it is our professional opinion based on submitted data that the situation is extremely perilous and...
Scroll up, y'all. Go ahead.
And measures must be taken to rectify a very serious problem are very apparent.
Okay. And go ahead. Respectfully, who?
Respectfully, Dr. J. Robert Oppenheimer.
Wow. Robert Oppenheimer.
Smith that
all right.
The cold.
Exactly.
Himself.
Get that scripture ready. And who else?
Take that out. and Professor Albert Einstein of Princeton, New Jersey.
Look at that. So we got Mr. Oppenheimer, please gonna set this place on fire. You got Oppenheimer, who created what? The nuclear weapons. That's what he did. The Manhattan Project and all that. Get that thing, Brother Smith.
Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and the righteousness is of me.
You see that?
Saith the Lord.
You see that first line? It say, "Behold, I have created the smith."
Damn.
So all this knowledge that they're getting, it's like the same way the Lord gave Satan parameters on what he could do to Job.
Yeah.
It's like this knowledge is not new to the Most High. So he like, hey, Satan, take this, take that, give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Satan like, I'll do it, you know, and I'm gonna lie to them. I'm gonna make them think they're gonna win.
Yeah. No, get that get that in Revelation 13.
Yep.
Right? Because remember, y'all, in Luke chapter 4 and Matthew 4, when Satan had Christ in the mountain, he said, listen, all this power will I give to you if you bow down to me, because this power was given to me to give it to whomever I want.
Boom.
Yep.
Right? But Christ ain't gonna bow down to him. But who did? Esau. So Satan gave Esau all his power, all his mind, all his knowledge. Meaning what? Like Officer brought out. The Most High was just feeding him.
Yes.
Feeding Satan. Hey, give him this. Tell him to do this. Boom, boom. That's how it go. Read.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb. And he spake as a dragon.
Right.
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly...
No. I need verse 4. I think that's what I want.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 4. And they which worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
Right.
And they worship the beast, saying...
Hold on. Give me verse 2, actually. I'm sorry.
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Right.
And the dragon gave him his power.
And the dragon gave him his power. The beast here is Esau. The dragon is Satan. The dragon gave Esau his power. And what?
And his seat.
And his seat.
And great authority.
And great authority. His seat is what? The earth. Right? All is evil. That's why. That's how all this happened. Y'all saying to yourself, damn. Somebody said, I think I heard somebody say this on TV the other day. It said, how did we jump like from in the 1940s or so, was nothing going on.
Typewriters. And
yeah. All of a sudden we was in the 60s, and then boom. Then all of a sudden we was like in the next galaxy with it.
Yeah.
Real fast.
In like 20 years.
Exactly. And it's turning up every year. It's like 20 years worth with technology.
There's been horse and buggy since the
right.
1800s
Think
to
about
the 1960s.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, 20 years, we got cars.
Exactly.
20 years later, we got Tesla, electric cars. 20 years later, you know, it's crazy.
It's real crazy. All right? Oh, man. Hey, this is what's up. All right, now check this out, y'all. We're going to go to video. Hey, bring up video number 9. Now, y'all gotta see this, right? Y'all have to see this because this is a topic that we're going to bring up to the sister when she comes on, right? Because we need to find something out, right? Bring up number 9 and just play this thing, man. All right. This guy here is posing a question of whether the United States actually made it to the moon, right? And it makes sense because what is the big deal about getting to the moon again? What is this big race? Oh, we have to circle the moon and orbit it, and then we're going to wait for another year or two to jump on it. Like, what are we talking about right now? Wasn't y'all running around with a little buggy and all that? Yo, yeah. They had a little buggy and rims and all that. What are we
all slow?
Yeah. They was jumping over the bump. Now all of a sudden how you went up to Listen, bro. All right, let's watch this.
Somehow, with 1960s technology, with 1/1,000th the computing power of a cell phone, we can drive cars and play golf on the moon. But 55 years better technology, we can only have mannequins orbit the moon. And then if you want to show the next clip, we show one of the reasons. You asked for the evidence.
Hold on, hit pause real quick. I can't, because we might have forgot what that said, just what the man said. He was talking fast. He said back then in 69, when America went to the moon, it was 1/1,000th of the technology of a cell phone.
Right.
That means, y'all, that the cell phone you're holding in your hand has more technology and power than the spaceship that went to the moon in 1969. That's what he's saying. Okay? And that's why he's saying 55 years later, what's the big deal then? Well, how come we haven't even just gone back there just for the hell of it? Yeah. We should be running back and forth. Go ahead.
We can only have mannequins orbit the moon. And then if you want to show the next clip, we show one of the reasons. You asked for the evidence. There's just a couple of more evidences as to why they did indeed fake the moon landing. We have an engineer from NASA saying what most people don't know. If you want to show this still picture, Steve, it's called radiation belts down there.
Is this the Gus Grissom guy?
No, that's another matter which we can get into as to why. It's the radiation belts picture. It's on the most recent email.
Van Allen.
Yeah, it's the most recent
Van
email.
Allen was also one of the guys on set that day.
Yeah, he was. So if
it was named after him?
Well, the Van Allen radiation belts were named after. So go to moon technology not invented yet.
All
okay?
right, hit pause for a second. Hit pause for a second. So what they're about to talk about right now is something called the Van Allen radiation belts. All right, Van Allen radiation belts. Okay, pay attention, y'all. Go ahead, hit play.
He was. So if
it was named after him?
Well, the Van Allen radiation belts were named after. So go to moon technology not invented yet. Okay, so basically, people don't know, but surrounding the Earth. If you want to pause it there, we'll go, and if you can show that picture, if you can find it there in the 6 attachments radiation belt. Most people don't know this, but high above the Earth, starting at about 1,000 miles up, is a radiation field that's 30,000 miles thick, called the Van Allen radiation belt. You'd have to go through it to reach the moon, and you have to go through it on the way back as well. Every space mission has been well below the radiation, generally about 750 miles below the radiation, except going to the moon. You'd have to go through it. You see, here's a NASA engineer saying that the radiation is dangerous, meaning lethal to people. And then he says, we must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space, meaning the technology necessary to go through the radiation and survive has not been invented yet. Go ahead and play the clip. Oh, there's an image, if you want to show it, of the radiation belt. You see, every manned mission has been below it, except going to the moon. You'd have to go through it.
There's been no astronauts that have been anywhere near that.
No, except going to the moon.
Hit pause. So they're saying that no one has ever been through this Van Allen radiation belt, meaning that a person hasn't been through there, right? Meaning that it's impossible for them to have been on the moon, right? Now, this is just this man speaking, but what he's pulling up here on the screen is from NASA itself. So this guy here, Kelly Smith, is a NASA engineer. So he's about to make a statement, and we're going to listen to the statement right here, okay? And this was done not too long ago, actually, this Kelly Smith guy. Go ahead, play.
Mission has been below it, except going to the moon. You'd have to go through it.
There's been no astronauts that have been anywhere near that.
No, except going to the moon. You'd have to go through it to the moon and through it on the way back. And the clip we're about to see is NASA's own engineer saying the technology necessary to go to the moon and back through the radiation has not been invented yet. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space, meaning the challenges of radiation protection have not been invented yet. Go ahead and play the clip.
Smith, and I work on navigation and guidance for Orion. We are headed 3,600 miles above Earth, 15 times higher from the planet than the International Space Station. As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. Naturally, we have to pass through this danger zone twice, once up and once back. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
What?
We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. Right. We won't have astronauts inside. We won't have astronauts inside. We won't have astronauts inside.
So there you go. Now you know why there's mannequins orbiting the moon.
All right.
Somehow.
All right. Yo, y'all can drop that.
Yikes.
You see? Now, that doesn't mean that they didn't have crafts go up to the moon. That don't mean that. It's talking about actual astronauts, right, that have actually been on the moon. Okay? But we're gonna look into this further. We're gonna keep going. Whether they landed on the moon or not, we don't know. Right? Because there's probably somebody out there saying, no. They did go through, they boom. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna find somebody with, we don't know.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. This is the guy that works for NASA saying that. This is not somebody just, conjecturing. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is the guy that's working for NASA that made that statement, right? Now, bring up number 11. But that's going to, see, as we move on tonight, that's going to kind of make a lot of sense. Now, I know that they've been up there. They've definitely been around the moon. When I say they've been there, meaning that the craft has been up there, they have pictures, they have that. Yeah. There's no question about that. Because we're going to find out that they've been up there. Why? Because we got some other goodies to show y'all, right? The whole thing is about actually stepping foot on the moon, right? That doesn't mean they haven't sent something up there to see and to look and all that, right? But bring out verse 11. Bring out video 11, y'all. Watch this.
Technology to get us to the moon. You just happen to lose it?
They lost the tapes of the moon landing. What you watch when Neil Armstrong climbs off the LEM, One Small Step for Man, that was projected on a wall in NASA, and when asked why don't we go back, NASA said, well, we can't replicate that technology. It's too difficult. We already did that, man, didn't we? 17 times or whatever?
Unbelievable.
I don't buy it.
I want to talk about the moon landing. That was the first, so my editor, who you met, Darren, knows all about this stuff, and he's the one that got me interested in it. And so I started looking things up on the internet and came across you, and I was like, this is by far the best explanation I've ever heard. It's all in there, at least I think it's all in there. And so I want to dive in there. What got you interested in the moon landing?
That was an episode that people just demanded. I didn't want to do it, because everyone's done the moon landing. And are you talking about the Stanley Kubrick one? Because I've done a few moon videos.
All right, hit pause, y'all. Hit pause, right? So this guy, he started looking into it, but he didn't really care about it. He didn't want to look into it because he always felt like they went to the moon. People are just saying that because they don't got nothing else to talk about. You know how it is, conspiracy theories, so on and so forth. But he does a bunch of stuff on conspiracy theories and proving things wrong or whatever. I've never really heard of the guy up until I saw this, right? So he started to look into it, and then he does real research, so he dives in there for real. So y'all get ready to hear this, right? Go ahead, y'all.
I probably watched all of them, but I know the Stanley Kubrick thing was in there, how the shadows don't align. But let's go into it. I want to hear all of it.
So I debunked a lot of that moon landing stuff. A lot of that episode is based on Bart Sibrel's. Bart Sibrel, it had a documentary quite a while ago, maybe 20 years. A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, I think is the name of it. And if you're into the moon stuff, that's the documentary to watch. And Bart's someone who I trade email with, who I told him, I'm as soon as I'm ready, I got to have you in here, because he knows everything about it. But I debunked a lot of his stuff in the documentary, but I couldn't debunk all of it. There were some weird things about, when you see the astronauts and it looks like there's wires, reflections off the wires. It's hard to explain that.
Hit pause. So what he's saying is there was a guy who put together a documentary to say that the moon landing was fake. So he went in there and started looking at it and was debunking that, saying, no, that can't be real. The moon landing did happen. Because this don't make sense, that don't make sense, this don't make sense. Breaking down the other guy's video. But when he came to this part that he's talking about now, he said he couldn't really debunk it, right? So that's where we at right now. Hit play.
Some weird things about, when you see the astronauts and it looks like there's wires, reflections off the wires. It's hard to explain that. I tried to. I said, the way that piece of equipment is, it could be this, but I agree it looks weird. And the way the astronauts fall doesn't look natural, but it's 1/6 gravity. It could be weird. I try to be open-minded to all of it. It's an episode that still confounds me. I go back and forth depending on who I talk to about whether it really happened. And I think the percentage of Americans who don't believe that we went to the moon is just rising every year. I hope I have nothing to do with that.
I'm sure you have something to do with that.
But they lost the tapes, all the original tapes of the moon landing.
Stop.
What you watch?
Hit pause. Come on, bro. Somebody talk to me. No, somebody got to talk to me. How the hell you gonna lose the tapes of landing on the moon, bro? Right. Don't you find it suspicious?
Find that suspicious?
It's very suspicious, Dr. Umar. That's super crazy. Right now, they got videos of every World Series victory.
Yep. Nothing lost.
Right. No, every Super Bowl.
They found a dinosaur bone. They got it all.
Right. Bruh. They got video of the prohibition. They got video of old shootouts between cops and robbers. You mean to tell me one of the greatest things that ever happened on planet Earth, you ain't got the tape?
They misplaced it?
Yeah.
It didn't get burned up or something.
No.
Or destroyed. They just lost it.
They lost the tapes? Are you serious? Go ahead, hit play.
That's crazy.
Sure you have something to do with that.
But they lost the tapes, all the original tapes of the moon landing. What you watch when Neil Armstrong climbs off the LEM, One Small Step for Man, that's not a direct feed from anything. That was projected on a wall in NASA, and the networks aimed their camera at the wall to get like this projection. And the networks were like, "Hey, can we just get the direct feed? Because that would be a lot better." And they're like, "No, we're going to do it this way." And then they lost all those tapes. They lost the telemetry.
Pause. Y'all heard that? So the networks, remember, this is the biggest thing that's happening on planet Earth in forever, right? Somebody's going into outer space, going to the moon. So the network said, "Hey, let us just get the direct feed so we can show it on TV." They said, "No, we're gonna project it off of the wall, and y'all record it off of the wall." This is just weird.
Like, you don't find that suspicious?
Yeah. This is just weird stuff. But again, this is nothing like a deceiving demon would do. You know what I'm saying? This is not far-fetched from what Esau would do. Because remember, in reality, all they want to do is make it look like they got there, although they had a lot of stuff going up there. We're gonna show that because they definitely had stuff up there. There's no question. They went by the moon. They have what's on the moon. We're gonna show you that. So there's no question about that. Now, in regards to them being on the moon, that's another subject, right? We don't know that for sure. Based on everything we're hearing, right? Hit play. I think it's a little more on this.
Direct feed, because that would be a lot better. And they're like, no, we're going to do it this way. And then they lost all those tapes. They lost the telemetry. And when asked, why don't we go back, NASA said, well, we can't replicate that technology. It's too difficult.
Yeah, isn't there like some
Yo, stop. Yo,
they lost the blueprints.
Bruh, they said they can't replicate the technology, which is only a billionth of a cell phone.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
The computer they had was the size of a refrigerator.
Yo,
we got laptops now,
Right.
The technology in our cell phones is crazy. But they can't recreate that.
Bruh, this is horrible. This is crazy. Hit play.
When asked, why don't we go back, NASA said, well, we can't replicate that technology. It's too difficult.
Yeah, isn't there like some I don't know what you call it. We can't get past a certain point, supposedly. They said I think it was your episode. They're like, we lost the technology. It's like you lost the technology to get us to the moon. You just happened to lose it?
Nobody wrote.
Where did it go?
They just lost it.
Yo,
You might be talking about the Van Allen radiation belt.
Brother, we could drop it. We could drop it, right? So the guy talking to him, right? He's a former Navy SEAL. He done been in a bunch of wars. He did all type of stuff. So you can't talk to him like this.
Right.
That's why he said we just lost it, because that's impossible. This man been everywhere and killed everything. Like, that's impossible, right? This is what's going on. This is Esau with his trick bag. Once again, now I want y'all to bring up number 12, and we're going to dive in. We got a bunch of scriptures to show y'all, and we got a lot more. We got a lot more, y'all. It's hilarious. I'm saying it's hilarious because, let me just leave it alone. Play number 12, y'all. All right, who we about to see in this video is Buzz Aldrin. All right, this is the guy that jumped off and said, one small step for man and another for mankind. I believe he's the one that said that, right? Anyway, he was on the Apollo, the Apollo 11 mission when they went to the moon. Okay, this is him in his own words. All right, play this.
Nobody been to the moon.
Bring it back. Hold on. Bring it back. This is a little girl, right? I don't know. She looked like 8 years old or something like that, right? Very young. And look what she's asking him.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question.
Damn.
It's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't.
Yo, whoa. Wait a minute. That's the guy that was on the Apollo 11.
Right.
Yo, bring it back. Bring it back. And y'all going to see him do the double speak. See, he's old right there, right? So he said something, and then he had to put the sprinkle dust on her eyes.
Dust.
So she can't remember. You don't remember this. You do not remember me. Go ahead. Hit play.
That's not an 8-year-old's question. It's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something,
he did
smoke bomb.
Yeah,
You
he
don't
did
find
the
that
smoke bomb.
suspicious?
That man said, because we didn't go there, and if we did go there, then we have to know why. Why did the little train go? And this man,
that's the same thing they do, right? That's their move, right? They say, well, it might be something out there, but if it is, we need to prepare for it, but it might not be.
Right.
They crazy, man.
Yo.
The pixie dust is thick.
No, for real.
The pixie dust is thick.
No, for real. Hit the rest of that.
if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going.
I like what he said. I like what he said. I got something for y'all. All right? I got something for y'all. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Speak amongst yourselves.
Oh, yeah. Why do they do the things they do? Why do they say the things they say, man? Hey, look, this is the master of witchcraft. You know, he is directly under the dragon, which is Satan.
Yep.
Satan giving him his power. He giving him this little that, and they taking it as if they can actually win this thing. And Satan like, yeah, y'all gonna win it too.
No, real talk.
You know, and then Satan go back to the father like, yeah, I did everything you told me. I deceived them. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do it, and they durst fight. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's why I say no weapon formed against thee shall prosper, because the Lord, he the one that got that technology. And what he finna make you into, ooh-wee. It's something they've never seen. It's nothing they could prepare themselves for. What we are, it's crazy.
Go to Isaiah 14. Go back to Isaiah 14 and read, start at verse 12.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12.
Come on.
Come on. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Lucifer means light bearer. Go ahead. Pull up the a picture of the Statue of Liberty. Pull it up. Hurry up. Let's see what the light bearer talking about. Keep reading, bro.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Yeah.
Son of the morning.
Uh-huh.
How art thou cut down to the ground,
Uh-huh.
which didst weaken the nations?
With the economical system, political system, religion, and military. Come on.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
Wait, what he say in his mind?
I will ascend into heaven.
They was going to be amongst the stars like we just read in Obadiah not too long ago. Come on.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Will do space travel. I will exalt my throne amongst the stars. I'm going up there. That's what he's telling them. That's what the Bible is saying. Go ahead.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
The mount of the congregation is us. Come on.
In the sides of the north.
Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Plains. With the Wright brothers in 1903. Come on.
I will be like the Most High.
What did he say?
I will be like the Most High.
He was going to be like, this person was going to be so prideful in his mind that he was going to rule the earth in the heavens like the Most High.
Demon.
The pride of thy heart have deceived you, demon.
Yeah. Yeah, it deceived him to the point where 8-year-old girl had him twisted.
Yeah, twisted his cap up.
Right.
Simple question.
Right.
He threw the smoke bomb on the 8-year-old. She like, I can see you.
Right.
You ain't go nowhere.
Yeah, he did the Green Goblin. He jumped on a little joint. Poof. Hey, y'all, go to class content, right? Go all the way to the bottom. I just threw some stuff down there. Shout out to Christian. You know what I mean?
He finally doing something?
No, Christian holding us down. He been holding us down. I just been mad at him because I didn't know what the hell he was doing. but now I realize he been working the whole time.
Shout out to my boy Christian, man.
Yeah, for real. Christian almost got fired for working hard.
So he wasn't hardly working.
Right.
All right, go ahead. Play.
So watch this. Remember, he said it's important to know. Remember, he said we didn't go there. He basically said we didn't land. But it's important to know if we want to do something in the future, why we don't do it anymore, right? So watch this, y'all. Hey, y'all bringing that up? All that damn talking in there.
They doing a lot of it.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Hey, bring that up, brothers. Oh, Lord.
Bro, we need you to pay attention.
Man.
Bring that up. Oh, you working on it. This is crazy.
These guys out their mind, man.
Let me get Job 20:4 real
Yeah,
quick. while they
please
work
read
on
that,
it. Let
man.
me get that, man. Give me Job 20:4.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short?
Hey, we know according to Malachi 1 that the wicked is Esau, Edom, right?
Right.
They winning this battle, it's going to be for a short time, right? Read on.
And the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens.
His excellency don't mount up to the heavens. He's going to make it to space travel, so on and so forth. Read.
And his head reach unto the clouds. Yet he shall perish forever.
He's going to be destroyed forever. The pride of his heart deceive him.
Yep.
No, absolutely. Hey, y'all got that?
Now go back to 14 and read 16, just to get back off of what Judah was talking about. Isaiah 14 and verse 16.
Chapter 14 and verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Is this the same man that made all of us scared on the earth?
Right.
He's going to get brought down. He's not going to win this fight. It's fixed for us to win. All we got to do is pay attention.
That's it. All right, bring that up.
Bring that up, man.
Doing a lot of chatting back there. All right, so hey, make that big so everybody can see it. So
that's good.
The name of this article is called "Apollo Missions Ended Because Extraterrestrials Prevented U.S. Navy Bases on the Moon." Remember, they said they want to go up there and make a base, right?
Yep.
Go ahead, read that, bro.
The landing module, LEM, actually impacted the moon's surface in the Sea of Tranquility crater.
Right, that's where they landed at, supposedly was the Sea of Tranquility, right? Because all of the craters in the moon, they all named them after like tranquility and and calm and all this old foolishness they come up with. Go ahead.
Which had tremendous sized vehicles parked around part of its rim.
Right. So when they got out there, right, they saw that they had tremendous vehicles parked around the rim, not vehicles from Earth.
Right.
They had vehicles, extraterrestrial, quote unquote. Go ahead, read.
When astronaut Neil Armstrong made that first step for man on the moon,
right,
he looked up to the edge of the crater and said to Mission Control, "There are other ships here. They are enormous."
Right.
The public did not hear that statement or see the massive alien starships.
That's hold on. That's why they didn't give the network the feed. That's why they said, no, just record what we put up on the wall for you.
Right.
Right? That's and there's another video that shows that when Neil Armstrong actually said that, at the time, that's not when he said it. So when you see him stepping, that's not when he said it. That was after the fact. Right? So because it was Buzz Aldrin, I gave him that credit for that statement. It was Neil Armstrong who made the statement, right? But there's other ships here. All right, y'all? Ships were already there. That's why we read in 1947, when they were talking all of that, they already knew that there was aliens out there. I'm sorry, that there were ships out there, that the chariots was out there. There's another document that showed that they had engaged with those chariots even in the 40s. They engaged with them and had they tried to shoot them and nothing happened. And they were like, oh, we got a problem. Right? Go ahead, read on.
The public did not hear that statement or see the massive alien starships. Armstrong panned his camera in a 360-degree motional around the crater, and the CIA then classified the information as way above top secret.
So Armstrong had a camera. That's why they didn't give the feed.
Well, that makes sense.
Because they knew something was there. They didn't want to get, just in case. And that's why ain't nobody see that. Right? Go ahead. Read on.
Tompkins drew a picture of what he witnessed on the Apollo live feed camera, along with other TRW and NASA personnel.
Go to that next page. All right, so look, that's what, whoa. All right, so that's basically what they saw, right? They saw that. Now, go ahead, go to the next one.
The next one describes the people that they seen, right?
It should be coming soon.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. There we go.
According to Bender, the Apollo 11 astronauts transmitted that they were being watched by large alien vehicles.
Hey, turn up the reader's mic. Go ahead.
Check. Bender confirmed that ham radio operators had indeed intercepted VHF signals transmitted from Apollo 11 to NASA's Houston headquarters with the following message, which NASA screened from the public.
Now, a lot of y'all don't even know about ham radio, right? Now, ham radio was back in the days when I was a kid. Well, ham radio was from way back. We wasn't even alive. But I remember being in science class, and they would call something called ham radio. You could just kind of put your own radio together, little transmitters, so on and so forth. And with that little radio, they picked up the transmission from Apollo 11 to NASA. Other people who was using ham radios on Earth, right? That was close to NASA. Go ahead.
Mission Control. What's there?
What's there? So Mission Control is now asking the Apollo 11, what's up there? Go ahead.
Mission Control calling Apollo 11.
Scroll up so we can see.
Apollo 11.
Go ahead.
These babies are huge, sir. Enormous. Oh, God, you wouldn't believe it.
Damn.
I'm telling you, there are other spacecraft out there lined up on the far side of the crater edge. They're on the moon watching us.
They're on the moon watching us. Go ahead.
In an August 27th, 2012 blog post, Dr. Stephen Greer.
Right, and we're going to be playing a video from Stephen Greer right after this, all right? That just so happens. Go ahead.
Revealed that he spoke with close relatives of both Armstrong and Aldrin, who had been told the truth about what the astronauts had been seen on the moon.
Go ahead.
Close friends and very close family members of both Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin have separately told me that indeed there were numerous large UFOs around the crater where the lunar module landed, and that these were seen by both Armstrong and Aldrin. I have also spoken to military officers that have seen the footage of this event, but it has never been made public.
Go ahead. Should be like 2 more pages.
Make it a little bigger. Tompkins describes what he designed for the Apollo missions at Nova. As engineering section chief, I conceived dozens of missions and spaceships designed for exploratory operations to the planets that orbit our nearest stars.
Right. So this guy, Tompkins, was the engineering section chief, and they had all these plans. Remember what we read in the document? They had a lot of plans set up to go to different planets. Remember, their mind is out there like, oh, yeah, we're going to do this and do that. We got all these ships, and we're going to do this and that. That's what he's saying. Read.
I designed a station to be built on Mars.
Right. So in his mind, they were going to go to Mars and build a station. Go ahead.
Massive Nova vehicles and equatorial launching facilities.
Go ahead.
I also designed multiple 2,000-man military bases for our moon.
For our moon. They called it our moon, right? For the military bases, 2,000-man military bases. Go ahead.
I designed the checkout and launch test systems for the Apollo Moon Saturn V, SIV-1B, and reassembly with the command control moon vehicle. A near complete redesign of the major facilities operations for the entire launch control center.
Right. Go ahead.
During the Apollo 11 moon landing in July 1969, Tompkins says he was in the NASA Launch Operations Center at Cape Canaveral as part of a large TRW contingent. He states that television cameras from the Apollo lander provided a live feed of what was being witnessed by Armstrong and Aldrin. Tompkins explains how Armstrong and Aldrin were met by a fleet of extraterrestrial spaceships that were ominously close to the Apollo lunar lander.
Right. Should be one more on that. Go ahead.
How this extraterrestrial action effectively put an end to the covert Navy plan, thereby ending its support for the Apollo program, is described by Tompkins. The extraterrestrials put up their no trespassing sign.
Okay, that's what we wanted right there, right? The extraterrestrials put up their put it in quotations, meaning they didn't actually say that, but they showed them something. They showed them something, right? Go ahead.
But allowed us to make several other additional Apollo landings to pick up a few rocks and play in the sand. The action of the extraterrestrials stopped our plans to build our manned naval base on the moon.
Right.
What Tompkins claims he saw happened via the NASA live feed of the moon landing is consistent with ham radio interceptions of the live feed and the claims of former NASA employee Otto Bender.
Right. So stop right there, right? So they said, now you might be thinking to yourself, what the Navy got to do with this? It makes all the sense in the world. We're going to show it to you why it make all the sense in the world, right? Watch this, y'all. Bring up number, all right, I want to read one thing. Bring up number 34. Bring up 34. We got to run through this, y'all. Remember, why is the Navy on the moon? We're going to get there. Everything is in the scriptures, y'all. So now remember this movie right here, The Transformers, Dark of the Moon.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
All right, scroll down. Scroll down. Right, 2011 American science fiction action film based on the Transformers toys. Right? Now scroll down to where it says plot. I like the Transformers movies, man.
Yeah.
Right. Right. All right, go to plot. Click on plot.
Right there on the left, down under content. There you go.
God, Lee, read that.
The ARC spacecraft escapes from the planet Cybertron, carrying an invention capable of ending the war between Autobots and Decepticons. It was shot down and crash lands on the dark side of Earth's moon in 1962.
So in the movie, right, this craft, they call it the ARC, it crashed on the moon in 1962. Watch this.
NASA detects the crash.
NASA detects the crash. Go ahead.
And President John F. Kennedy authorizes a mission to put a man on the moon as a cover.
As a cover. You listen, in the movies, they're not really just making up stuff. Right. They saying that the moon, so-called going to the moon, is a cover for investigating those spacecrafts. That's what it's saying. Read.
For investigating the spacecraft. In 1969, the crew of Apollo 11 lands on the moon and secretly inspects the Ark before returning to Earth.
They ain't expect a damn thing.
Hell no.
They got inspected. But the point is, we want to show you that even in the movie, everybody knows about this stuff, y'all. Drop that.
Hey, Cap, they actually had Buzz Aldrin in the movie, too.
Buzz Aldrin was in the movie?
Yeah, he was in there.
Damn, I don't even remember that. Hey, go to number 35, right? We're gonna talk about this naval thing real quick, right? Go to number 35 and then go to 41 minutes. All right? Number 35, 41 minutes.
They're using I forgot the different chemicals, but they're not necessarily oxygen. They're not oxygen breathing. They derive their energy differently.
Hit pause for a second. So this guy right here was a former admiral in the Navy, right? And he was talking about all of the explorations they were doing and seeing all of the UFOs and chariots and all that. That's what he was talking about, right? But watch this real close. Go ahead.
So they're not like us. They're not. They're using I forgot the different chemicals, but they're not necessarily oxygen. They're not oxygen breathing. They derive their energy differently, and that's a good sign of how weird it must be on other planets too.
Yeah. And also, if you want to talk about other planets, I think most of the planets that we're aware of that exist in like a Goldilocks zone that are able to inhabit life are water worlds.
So far, I don't think we've been able to characterize the exoplanets that are outside the solar system, but we do know that the moons of, I think there's Europa and Enceladus for Saturn and Jupiter. I forgot which one's which.
Oh, the moon. Yeah.
They're both ice covered and they have liquid underneath. And so NASA has actually been funding our ocean exploration program.
Stop. Hit pause. NASA has been funding the Navy's underwater exploration? Why? I thought they was in outer space. But it makes all the sense in the world, y'all, because the Bible says so. Go to Genesis.
Yep. Get the firmament.
Get the book of Genesis. Listen, y'all. Listen, that's why we got to stay in this book. The things that we see that's happening is crazy when we hear it, but when we look to the scriptures, we say, oh, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. You know what we want, right, bro?
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 6.
All right.
And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters.
So God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Go ahead.
And let it divide the waters from the waters.
It said, the Lord said, let that land divide the waters from the waters. Go ahead.
And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so.
Right. The waters that were above the firmament is outer space.
Yep.
So outer space and the waters on the earth are the same.
Right.
This is why NASA knows that. The Navy knows that. Right. That's how come back in the days, I don't think they do it anymore because now they got much better simulators. But at that time, back in the 50s and the 40s and all that, they were doing their simulations in a pool of water, in a pool of water, simulating spacewalking. Because that was the same gravity, the same amount of gravity in outer space and the waters. How did they know that? They knew that from the Bible.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, y'all. They knew that from the Bible. Okay. That's why it says in Timothy's, get that about the opposition, right? A science falsely so-called.
Come on.
They knew what it was, and so the Navy and NASA, they know. NASA's saying, okay, we're gonna give you money to explore down there. First of all, they said NASA ain't got no money, but yet they're funding the Navy. How the hell is this possible? Y'all see the foolishness? Y'all see the lies that are always going on. So that's why it's important that the Lord said, watch and pray, right? And we constantly being in these scriptures to know when we see something and hear something, we know it's a lie. It's a complete lie. NASA has plenty of money. Plenty of money. They're not having a problem with money. If they're not going up, that's because they don't want to. All right? Purposefully. Because they know they can't be there. You heard what they said? That they put up the no trespassing sign. You're not putting a base here, buddy.
Man,
we will kill you to dead.
Right now, Tompkins looked at Neil and was like, who is that nigga on that nag?
Yeah. And we're going to get to the niggas on the nag. We're going to definitely get to the niggas on the nag. We have to. That's the whole fun of this whole thing is niggas on the nag, bro. ahead, read that thing, bro.
1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20.
Let's go.
O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
And oppositions of science, falsely so called, right? Because what they did, they seen what the scripture said and said, oh, the Lord created the world in 7 days. Okay, the Big Bang Theory. Oh, the waters. Okay, you know what? We're going to do this and pretend that God has nothing to do with science. No, God is science. What y'all calling science, that's the Lord.
Right.
All right? It talks about that where Solomon knew all the elements and everything. Listen, this is crazy. This is good stuff. But hold on. We got to get to the nags. We got to get to the niggas on the nags.
What they don't understand is space, air, water, all of that stuff is proof that God exists.
Exactly. Right. Hold on. I got to get this first before we get to the niggas on the nag. All right? Hey, bring up 18, y'all. Bring up 18 and go to 34 minutes. Now, remember when we were reading in that article, it talked about a guy named Stephen Greer, right? He's in this video right here, and watch what he said. Hey, listen, y'all. This Bible is real. You know what I'm saying? This Bible is real. If you ain't seen it working in your life yet, then you should see it outside. You know what I mean? The scriptures talk about even when you see the trees and you see the stars and everything, you know that there's a God that exists.
Exactly.
Right? But now when you hearing this stuff and seeing it and it's all coming to life in the Bible, you got to know this is real. That's why it says, shall the conversation not be righteous? You know what I'm saying? We got to keep ourselves right. I butchered that scripture, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. 34 minutes.
Wouldn't doubt it. They were still doing it.
This corroborates what dozens of other insiders have disclosed to Dr. Greer, but they're too afraid to testify on camera.
Colonel, you're about to find out who your alien really is.
General Saul! Some years ago, I had a meeting with the Crown Prince of Liechtenstein, Hans Adam von Liechtenstein. He had reached out to me through some of his contacts. He said, look, Dr. Greer, we have to meet, but we can't talk about this on the phone. Your efforts to effect disclosure are noble, but they will not be able to be permitted, and not for the reasons you think. I said, well, this is interesting. Finally, we got together in New York City in July of 1994. He said to me, in 1989, a group of us were trying to do disclosure, and it involved Gorbachev, President Bush Sr., himself, and the UN Secretary General Pérez de Cuellar. And in the course of us putting together the high-level planning meetings to do this, Pérez de Cuellar, the UN Secretary General, was abducted out of his limousine in Manhattan. He was told by the aliens that if they did not cease and desist from their plans to disclose this information, that every world leader involved, including the President of the United States, would be abducted. This blew up like an atomic bomb in the Bush White House, and it did not go forward. I said, okay, well, tell me more. He says, well, we've concluded that we have to prepare the public for an interplanetary war. And in doing so, we can then also force the return of Christ.
Hey, yo.
And I'm quoting.
Oh, look at that.
Listen.
Yikes.
Listen.
They paused it on the right dude.
Come on, bro. Hey, bring that back a little bit, just in case those at home are hard of hearing or hearing impaired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hit that.
This blew up like an atomic bomb in the Bush White House, and it did not go forward. I said, okay, well, tell me more. He says, well, we've concluded that we have to prepare the public for an interplanetary war. And in doing so, we can then also force the return of Christ.
Damn.
And I'm quoting. And
Hit pause, man. Hit pause. You think these people don't know what's going on?
They know exactly. For real. My God. Look at the dude on the screen.
Right.
The information blew his mind. Can't you tell?
Right.
He's
This man
bald.
said, I quote, because when he heard it, he said, what the hell are you talking about? But the man who told him was the Crown Prince of Liechtenstein. I never even heard of this place.
Right.
But he obviously is in the know. He said, we're going to force the return of Christ with an interstellar war.
Yeah.
Are y'all
They don't
y'all watching
understand.
this?
They don't understand.
No, this is real talk. We're going to get into it. I'm telling you. Hey, and they put it right in front of your face. Right? Look at 19. Bring up video 19. We still got to get to the niggas on the nag. Bring up bring up videos 19, and then we got to run through some scriptures because we got to get y'all up to par. The interstellar war. That's important. 19, y'all.
Come on.
All right. This is from a movie called Battle Los Angeles. I don't know if y'all remember this movie back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Battle Los Angeles, where the so-called aliens was invading and then the troops had to fight, right? But this one piece of this movie that I seen, I couldn't believe it. It's real quick, right? Watch this.
Get something to get off your chest,
Pause. No. All right, so you got the Judite right there, right? Talking to the Edomite. I just want you to focus that that's a Judite that's getting ready to go into the chopper, right? Go ahead, hit play.
Breathe, let in. Breathe, your training will kick in. Like this, that, Sergeant. Get something to get off your chest, Corporal?
No, it's cool, Staff Sergeant. You got a silver star. My brother came home in a box. I get it.
Watch this, y'all.
Enemy elements have advanced beyond the beach.
Aliens?
Still breaching out of the
That's not possible, right?
enemy infantry number in the
Well, no
south.
soon enough, brother.
No final left. 101 tank has been destroyed. Companies beyond the defensive line are
It's in case his head gets blown off so they can identify his body.
5. We have heavy assault weapons. Firepower equal to high explosive rounds. Sure, the batteries are deployed.
Stop.
Look what he reading.
He got the Bible out. Look what it says. Through Christ comes freedom. This is the interstellar war that's getting ready to happen. They're literally fighting the so-called aliens that's coming in. This is what the man said before in the other clip. Now they got him in the back of the chopper getting ready to fight, and he got the Bible out. Through Christ, and they wrote that in. It says the theme, through Christ comes freedom. They know what's going on, y'all. They got to show it to you because that's just them, the pomp. You know what I'm saying? The pride, right? Y'all can drop that. But I just want to show y'all that they know what's up.
Yeah.
All right? We don't got that much time, so we gotta run through and show the nag. Watch this. Video 15. This is one of our favorites. This thing is hilarious. Every time you watch it.
Bring it out. Come on.
15.
Okay, but if there are craft, there are beings.
Okay, people have asked me.
Turn it up.
About, I call them vehicles. Okay.
Right.
Pause. Remember what it said in the thing we were reading, the article. It said, or that book. It said there were vehicles there. Remember that?
Yep.
Vehicles on the crater of the Tranquility Sea or the Sea of Tranquility, right? When Apollo 11 landed. Go ahead.
Okay, people have asked me about, I call them vehicles, okay?
Right.
Now, I did not call them objects. That was too neuter for me.
Okay.
I had a Stanford professor say you ought to call them objects. No. They have all of the qualities of a vehicle. Mm-hmm. They can move. They're just like a missile or anything like that. So that much we can say about them, for sure.
Okay.
So I'm calling it a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, somebody comes along and says, well, now, where would you manufacture one that's 2.5 Earth lengths long? And that's a hard question to answer.
Right. Hit pause. Did y'all hear what he said? He said, where would you manufacture something that was 2 Earth lengths long? He said, that's a hard question to answer because it's impossible. Right? Go ahead.
2.5 Earth lengths long. And that's a hard question to answer.
So are you not positing the idea that those vehicles contain, beings who are, maybe like us?
Yeah, I only go along with government images. And if you want to know about people kind of thing, There is the ship that picked up the Voyager capsule at Alameda Naval Shipyard, and they have a picture there of I think it's the Apollo flight that Buzz and Neil were on.
Hold on, hit
But
pause.
anyway.
He said the flight that Neil and Buzz were on. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. I just want to make sure y'all caught that because he's stuttering and buttering and guttering. He's going through it right now. Hit play.
I think it's the Apollo flight that Buzz and Neil were on. But anyway, there is one image there that shows black people getting off.
Stop. He said there's one image there that showed black people getting off huge ships. Hit play.
Uh-oh.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark, black.
Black skin.
Yeah.
Hit pause.
You better make sure you say that right.
Yeah. He said, put respect on what I just said, you nut job. I didn't say dark. I said black. Go ahead.
Black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
it's safe. 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
He said
Have
7
you
feet
heard
would be a
about Clark
conservative
McClellan's,
estimate.
Statement about that?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Have you ever been in touch with him?
No.
No?
There is one image there that shows black people getting off.
Go ahead. Hit pause, y'all. Right? That man said, we could drop that one. He said black people getting off the ships. This is who they getting ready to fight, y'all. Yeah. That's our people right there. That's the angels. Okay? That's the angels, period. That's the angels getting ready for what? War. But you know what? The Lord said, remember, give me y'all Revelation 7.
Who you own it?
Yeah. Give me Revelation 7 because they trying to figure out how come they just didn't blast us when we got out here.
Yep.
Because the Lord said, don't do that yet.
Yep. Hold it down.
Yeah. The Lord said, don't do that yet. Go ahead. Read from verse 1.
Revelation chapter 7, verse 1.
Come on.
And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
Right. That's how come when they saw the angels up there, right? And that's our direct family, you know what I'm saying? I'm just letting y'all know, right? Because we got a couple instances where the angels was like, yeah, we from the same tribe, right? They just chilling, looking at them. They really want to say, yo, when the Lord let us go, I'm killing you first.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what they want to say. You first. You, yes, you, Mr. Buzz. We're gonna bring you back from the dead and kill you again. They're gonna get them, right? So this is what it's talking about. The Lord is holding them back. See that man? He's scared for real because when he heard the stories and saw the pictures, he knew it was real, right? Watch this, y'all. Now, I'm gonna show y'all something from ancient China, right? Hold on, let me get that thing. Hey, bring up number 24. This is what the ancient Chinese saw, and they drew a picture of it, right? So now this was during the time of Buzz Aldrin and them in the 60s, early 70s, whatever, and they saw these black angels, right? When you read about them, and I know we don't got that much time because we're going to go on some other stuff real quick, but in Ezekiel chapter 1, it talks about those colored angels like that, right? So you know it ain't no lie. Now bring up 24, y'all. It's a picture. In China. 24. Right? This is what we're looking at, y'all. We're looking at what? That interstellar battle that's going to take place, and we're going to show y'all that in the scriptures. Okay? As soon as they bring up this picture so we can move on. That ain't what we asked for.
Yeah, this Bible is real, man.
Yeah.
This Bible is real.
100%, man.
I know we didn't have the time to go through all of the scriptures.
No, we didn't.
But if you in the know, if you know these scriptures, like,
right.
like even if you know a little bit of and listen to this conversation, you cannot deny that what
No.
God been telling, the strangeness of our salvation.
That's right.
To come up hither, our enemies beholding us, so on and so forth. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This thing is happening, man.
Oh, this is a beautiful thing. Y'all got that? Bring it up.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Oh man, y'all so slow, man. Bring it up. Look at that. This is in China.
Yep.
Sheesh.
You see the chariot at the top,
Right above them.
and you see the ones to the right and the left,
Yep.
because the visitations were being made. Everybody had seen this back in the days, y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Black.
Yes. Everybody saw it, and they were black. Blackity black.
Afros, and wow, that's crazy.
Right. Watch this. Hey, that's a beautiful picture right there. That's crazy. That is crazy. Hey, bring up number 26. Bring up number 26. Right. Come on, y'all. Bring that up. Right. So look at this. It says,
It's from Ancient Origins, Unraveling the Mysteries of the Past.
yeah, scroll.
UFOs over ancient Egypt,
Right.
revealing the mysterious story of the Thule Papyrus.
Mm-hmm.
The so-called Thule Papyrus is an enigmatic text that some describe as the first written account of a UFO sighting. This Egyptian text records an event which supposedly occurred during the 18th dynasty around 1480 BC.
Mm-hmm.
So the real question about the Thule Papyrus...
Hold on. That's beautiful. Stay right there. Right? It said this is the first written account of a UFO sighting. This Egyptian text records an event which supposedly occurred during the 18th dynasty, y'all. Go to Exodus chapter 1. Go to Exodus chapter 1. And I want you to start at verse 5.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 5. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Jacob was in Egypt already. For Joseph was in Egypt already.
Go ahead.
And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them.
Go ahead.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
A new kingdom which came up, which knew not Joseph, because Joseph had passed away. This right here during this time was the 17th and 18th dynasty, right? In Egypt, right? Watch this. Now go to chapter 14, Exodus.
Exodus chapter 14.
Verse 23.
And verse 23.
Go ahead.
And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them.
After the Israelites, right? Because now Israel had left, we left, and the Egyptians were what? The soldiers, they were pursuing us, right? Go ahead.
To the midst of the sea.
Uh-huh.
Even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that in the morning, watch, the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians.
So the Lord was in the chariot, and it said that he looked and saw the Egyptians and troubled them, meaning what? He started fighting them. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And took off their chariot wheels.
And knocked off their chariot wheels. That's how he was troubling them. Remember, he's looking out of the chariot. Go ahead.
That they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians.
So when it says in that article that we read that was the first written account in the 18th dynasty, we know what it is because the Lord was there fighting them. That's why they wrote, and then we got smashed. The chariot, there was a chariot. See, they don't want to admit that the Bible is real, y'all. Right? When that, remember it said that the pillar of fire by night and a cloud of smoke by day. Is that what it was? Yep. That was the chariot always there. You see, they didn't put that in the movies, but the chariot was there with the Israelites the entire time. All right, y'all? That's why we know this Bible is real. They putting it in different texts and they calling it, the what they called it? The
UFOs.
And the Pythium. They were just making up some stuff.
That's what they do.
Whatever they called it, it doesn't matter. The fact is they have it recorded and we have it recorded here in the book.
Right.
The book of the law. All right? But now let's get back to that interstellar battle. I want to talk about that a little bit. Go to Second Esdras. We ain't got much time.
That's it.
We got to end off with a couple of good punches. You know what I mean?
Couple of bombs.
Yeah. 13.
Second Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 32.
Come on.
And the time shall be.
Hold on. Go to verse 5 first.
Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 5.
Come on.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right. Remember, came out of what sea? Remember, what did they call the crater? They called that crater the Sea of Tranquility. They talking about outer space. They talking about Christ coming back. They came to do what? To fight against the man coming out of the sea. They talking about Christ and his troops. Come on, y'all. This Bible is crazy. This is a beautiful thing. Hey, jump to where you was going to go to, officer.
Verse 32. And at the time.
No. Start at 29. I'm sorry.
Verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
Right, to deliver them which are on the earth. He's talking about delivering the Israelites, just like he delivered them out of Egypt that we just read. How did he deliver them out of Egypt? Right? Obviously, right? The Lord shut them down, but it showed you with just that one little chariot. Right? Just that one. Go ahead.
And one shall undertake to fight against another.
Right. This is during World War III. One shall undertake to fight against another. Go ahead.
One city against another.
Go ahead.
One place against another.
Go ahead.
One people against another.
Go ahead.
And one realm against another.
Come on.
And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending.
Right. Who thou sawest as a man ascending. Remember that time when he went up into the chariot and the angel said, the way he went up is the way he's coming back.
That's right.
Right? With the chariots. The chariots. Isaiah 31 and 5. Come on. Wait. I'm sorry. We got to keep reading. I apologize. I got a little crazy. We got to keep reading that and then we're going to jump.
Verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another.
Go ahead.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
And willing to come and overcome him by fighting. Meaning all of the nations are going to get together and fight against the Lord. That's why they're saying, oh, we're going to get up to the moon and we're going to do this and do that. Because, you see, the Lord didn't do nothing to them when they went out there. So now they're like, okay, maybe they'll just let us set up this time.
Maybe they friendly.
No. No.
Circle around one time.
Remember what we read in Obadiah? It said, when you come and set your nest, then shall I bring you down.
Yeah.
But what? The pomp of Esau can't accept it because they got to get ready to fight. They know they have to. They don't have another chance. Get Isaiah 31 and 5.
Isaiah chapter 31 verse 5.
Come on.
As birds flying.
Right. As birds flying. Come on.
So will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
Right. Go ahead.
Defending also, he will deliver it. And passing over, he will preserve it.
Right. As birds flying, meaning what? The chariots is going to be in that V formation as birds flying. Right. So will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem like he defended them in Exodus 14, right? With that one chariot. Now, it's going to be a lot of chariots. It says coming with what? In V formation, defending also he will deliver it and passing over because what? That was the Passover back then. Y'all forgot about that. That was the Passover back then. And he said by passing over, he will preserve it, right? Hold on, I got one more, man. Give me Revelation 19 and we're going to shut it down. I will, so-called shut it down. Come on. Bring it out.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse.
Right. That's what we read about in Esdras. Right. Now jump to Revelation 18. Give me verse 10.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Right. In 1 hour shall thy judgment come. With what? The V formation that we seen in Isaiah. All this is going to come together, y'all. Give me Revelation 9. Started like 15 or something like that.
Revelation chapter 9, verse 15. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were...
Whoa. The 4 angels were loosed. What we read about that? Where did we read about that? Y'all forgot already? The 4 winds and all that?
Yeah, heard not to earth.
Right? Go ahead.
And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men.
Damn, go ahead.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
Yo, them horsemen they talking about, that's all chariots. Yeah. That's all chariots. That's like 200 million chariots. They have no shot. They have no shot. What they seen on the moon, that was just a couple of guys hanging out. that was a couple of angels hanging out.
Yeah.
That was the patrol.
Yeah, that was the patrol. That was the satellites that they was talking about. Yeah. That was the eyes of the Lord, 10,000 times brighter than the sun. That's what they was looking at. Hey, y'all, we couldn't even go through everything tonight. You know what I'm saying? This is a great, beautiful
so much,
thing.
bro.
Oh man. Hey, listen, when the sister come on, bring that thumbnail back up again for in a couple of weeks. We got to take a look at that thing. We got to take a look at that thing again, y'all. All right. Meet the young engineer helping build NASA's most powerful rocket, right? Our good sister, NASA aerospace engineer Tierra Gwen Fletcher. She's going to be on, but we're going to talk about her and what she's doing and all, her great accolades. But then we're also going to be able to ask her some questions about what we're talking about tonight, y'all. All right? And show her some wonderful things out of the book of the Lord, as the scriptures would say. Got some wonderful things to show you. You know what I mean? But yo, that's all we got. Brothers, what's good, man? What's going on,
man?
Mind blown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Talk to him, bro.
Right here. Booster Club. Make sure y'all donating to the Booster Club, man. We got to get this gospel throughout all 4 corners of the earth that the end may come.
Right.
That we may see these black angels come out the sky, man.
Right.
Forced to return to Christ out here.
Yeah.
Yo, force the return of Christ.
The real way to do it.
For real.
Jeez.
All right, give
Real
us
way
that
to
next
do
one.
it. Next thumbnail. There you go. Don't forget. Save some for us.
Right.
Because we need a whole bunch of stuff over here. We need a new reader.
Couple computers back
We
there.
need a new computer.
We need that NASA computer.
We need a new computer guy. They was all slow today. You know. Shout out to the IT team. Do better, man.
Right.
But yeah, help. Drop a couple quarters to help us get it in order.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Come on. Oh my God.
All right. That's what we got.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Hey, put that thumbnail back.
So yeah, there you go.
We got to put it back up again. We got to make sure y'all come through.
You got to see this, man.
All right, because next week we ain't going to be on because we're going to have the marathon teaching by the deacons. And then the following week is something else going on. We might not be on that week as well. Something's going on. I can't remember exactly what it is. But yeah, y'all. Again, we keeping it. Make sure y'all tune in. It's going to be crazy. It's a continuation of this class or this show. All right? It's going to be excellent, y'all. Y'all want to be there. Some of the stuff we couldn't bring out tonight, we'll bring out on that show. All right? So that's all we got, man. Who taking us out? Judah, I guess you taking us out.
All right. All right, cool. Let's do it.
Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 21. Then I testified against them and said unto them, Why lodge ye about the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you.
Hey, this is the Nehemiah squad, and that's what we do. If they do this thing again, we got to lay hands on them, all right? If they keep hiding the fact that those so-called aliens are actually the angels in the chariots of God, we got to lay hands on you.
You got to.
Hey, if you keep hiding that the Bible is real, we're going to keep exposing it, and we going to lay hands on you. Hey, this the Nehemiah squad. We got Officer Shem. We got Captain Zakai. I'm Officer Judah. Hey,
we out of this thing, man.
Sign Christ bless y'all. Shalom.
Wait for the heathen. I need a break. I don't need a reason. I need a script. I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself. It's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf. Ain't nothing else. Tonight is the night. Knowing the price. Pay it off for my life. Till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ. And he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mind, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give them some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end and my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to the streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa.